March has been so intense. If there are no rules, no boundaries, how do I act upon that? Good morning. We're starting this week in the middle of the week because today is Wednesday and today is a home office day. We're probably gonna go to the gym in the afternoon, but besides that, I don't have too much planned and I kind of like that. Welcome, and I'm glad that you're here. I think I'll warm up my body a little bit and then I'll make breakfast. And afterwards, we can talk a little bit about what's been going on. So much brighter in here because I replaced this weird foil I had on the window with one of those. So it's kind of nicer right now. I have like 10 minutes to make breakfast. I really have to hurry because there's so much to do today, but we're gonna manage. Breakfast is important. So by now it's almost my lunch break. There was kind of a lot going on, which is okay because I had a few more rather mellow days last week and I really don't mind having some more pace right now. I just wanted to take the time and say hello again because it's been quite some time since my last vlog that I filmed, which was about my certificate that I did. And that's like a month ago. So I don't even know what I did since then. Initially, I wanted to start this video yesterday because yesterday I was in the office, but I slept like shit and I was so tired and I was so late that I decided against it, and I just barely managed to get to my dentist appointment and then to the office afterwards, and I was so exhausted the whole afternoon and I felt kind of sick. But then once I was home it got better and I thought I'll start fresh once I had some more sleep, which is today. Sadly, you missed the few very nice sunny days that we had here over the last 2 weeks. By now it's kind of cloudy and it's probably gonna rain soon, but I feel like the few days that we had where the weather was really nice gave me some more motivation to embrace the spring feelings, kind of. And I'm trying to continue riding that high until it's like totally over. Yeah, so I want to use the motivation and the caffeine that I just ingested to go to the gym now and continue my workday afterwards. I will have to get my bike from the repair shop later on in the afternoon. I hope it's not raining so that I can do that. And then later on, Mara's gonna come over probably, and that's the plans for today. This week is very, very busy. I have several appointments that I have to somehow do around my working time, which is working okay. Tomorrow I have an appointment for a different therapist because I'm actually switching my therapy form, which is a whole thing, and maybe we can talk about this tomorrow, but I had to stop going to my group therapy and I'm trying to find a different therapist right now. It's a whole thing, but that's going to be something we can talk about tomorrow, and I'll just put on some music and change and hopefully go to the gym. No, I'm definitely going to the gym. I'm definitely going. I'm like almost halfway there already. Good morning, everyone. We're back in our favorite place, which is the office, and I'm pretty early today. Somehow it's only like 8:15, which I'm really proud about. And it's honestly good because I wanted to start at 8:30 and I still have to prepare my breakfast, so I think I can manage an early start today. The weather today is actually so great. It's gonna be very sunny, so let's enjoy that. Hey y'all, it's me. I'm back at my desk at home. It's 4 p.m. now and I stayed in the office until like 3:30, I think. But there's so much to do and the weather is so nice, so I thought I'd rather just go home a little bit earlier and make use of the weather for a little bit and then work later. I'm not really sure yet. March has been so intense because we're currently ending our fiscal year, and that means every day and every hour counts towards whatever our goals are. I don't know. I'm just a mere little cog in the machine. Don't really ask me, but I'm definitely pushing through and doing my hours and whatever. And it's definitely the biggest reason why I have been a little bit less active on YouTube. I think I might be able to push out my next video today, a month after the last one. But it's okay. I mean, as you can currently see, I am filming, so I am doing something for my most favorite hobby. I spent my lunch break today with one of my friends who works close by. It was so nice to see her. I love just hanging out with her and shit talking, and that was great. And now I'm still fueled by some caffeine, so I think I make use of that. I have to finish 1 or 2 tasks, and then I hope to kind of stop a little bit earlier today. Tomorrow it's also going to be very nice, so I might go to the office again, and I might take my bike. I'm not sure because I did take my bike yesterday out for like a little bike ride around the block, I guess. And I was out for like 30 minutes and I was honestly dying afterwards. And I know that the way to my work will take at least 30 minutes. So I don't think that's the best idea if I have a whole working day in front of me. But let's see how I decide. Besides that, the plan for today is finish my video and then I do have to get some things from the drugstore. I pre-cooked some food, so I think I'm good on that side. And then maybe I will just sit on my balcony for a bit, enjoy the weather. But yeah, I think I need like another half an hour to finish up here and then we can do that. I'm so hungry. It's not even 8. And I slept kind of bad again because I couldn't fall asleep. And then I have this woodpecker up on my roof who somehow thinks that metal is penetrable. And since like 3 days at about 6 a.m., it will just start pecking until like the late morning. And because I cannot fall asleep and my sleep is very light, I wake up from it every time and I cannot fall back to sleep. So I've been up since probably like 6:30 and just dozing afterwards. Because I didn't sleep too much, I feel even more hungry. So I will just make breakfast and somehow try and get through my day. As you can see, I'm not in the office. That's because I thought I can sleep in a little bit instead, as I was swimming yesterday evening. Yeah, because of that, I thought I'd rather just stay at home, work from here, sleep in, and then just care for my apartment in between. Now I just feel tired, but it's okay. We'll manage. The sun is out. Yeah, and that's it. So I already said yesterday that currently there's so much going on because of the fiscal year end. My main project I'm in is also very, very busy right now, and there's like 10 different people who want very different things from me. When I don't sleep well, everything else is just so much more difficult. And it's not even 9 a.m. and I already feel myself getting a little bit stressed because I'm booked through until 12 from like 9 a.m. onwards. And I have a lot of things to do, and I was already asked whether I already started doing the things. I think today I really have to make sure that I do things in my own pace and I don't let myself be stressed by the amount of meetings that I have and the questions that I'm getting, because I'm definitely someone who doesn't really forget anything. If I have to do something, I will do it because it is somewhere in the back of my mind. And I'm just having a little bit of a harder time with things I don't understand because there it's so much more difficult to not forget them. And currently I have to do a lot of things I don't really understand, and no one has enough time to give me enough context. I'm definitely struggling with kind of staying on top of things right now, to be honest. And it's probably gonna be alright. I think I just have to get through the day. And once I sleep better, I think things are gonna look so much better. I have my daily meeting with my project manager in like 10 minutes, and I will probably tell him that I'm a little bit overwhelmed right now and that I need a little bit more support. And I hope he can maybe just like either give me context for a few things or maybe even take over something. Currently, I'm focusing a lot on just feeling my feelings when they come up and not just trying to avoid them, especially if they're uncomfortable. And I feel like that's a very new concept for me, which is crazy. I'm 27. And somehow I always thought that uncomfortable feelings I just have to suppress or distract myself from or make sure they go away very quickly. Because currently I'm experiencing a lot of uncomfortable feelings like loneliness, anxiety, stress, doubt. I just try to feel them and be present with them. So today is probably going to be a very good exercise to do exactly that, because I think stress and anxiety will be a constant. Let me just get back into things. I think I just have to get back into things.
If we perceive a thought as threatening, the temptation is to run away from it. Instead, pause. We're chasing after a thought, we're resisting a thought, or we're unaware of what's going on.
It's shortly after 8, and I slept a little bit more than the last 2 or 3 nights, but not that much more. I'm so pissed since yesterday, since I figured out what exactly the issue is. And I really tried to get to sleep a little bit earlier yesterday because I was so tired. In the afternoon, I actually had to like lay down in my bed for like half an hour because I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. But I cannot sleep during the afternoon, so I didn't really get any rest. And after work, I went out. I met some friends. I just walked over to their places, which was nice. It was good to kind of get my mind off of my sleeping issue, because, and that's like, I mean, also my own fault, but if I have an issue like that, it will influence my whole day and I will think about it constantly because it translates into bodily symptoms that I don't like, and I check my bodily symptoms all the time. So if I slept a little bit more than 7 hours, I'm glad, but I still don't think that I can do my day like I planned it to do. I think I'm gonna journal a little bit and have some food. And then I have to work for half a day because my mom is coming over for a night. So I want to meet her in the afternoon. And initially my plan was to go to the gym in the time of my lunch break, but I don't know if I have enough energy for that. And I should run some errands too. So it's a busy day. It's Friday, by the way. It's a busy Friday. So I'm currently trying to wrap my head around a concept that I just heard about in a podcast, and I don't think it's particularly new to me or anyone else. But somehow it really stuck with me and got me thinking, and I kind of want to just coordinate my thoughts here for a little bit. I tried journaling about it, but I feel like I'm not getting the point across that I want to make. So I listened to a podcast, and I will probably link it down below. I don't know what the name of the podcast is. I just know that podcast title is Wild Geese, and I really like the stuff she puts out. And she talked a lot about the concept of self-respect, how it's so different from self-love, and that kind of is a way of making decisions for yourself. See what I mean? I'm kind of still very confused, but I know where I want to get with this. She talked about it in the context of art history and being one's own muse instead of just trying to be seen, but also being the seer, which totally resonated with me. She compared romantic relationships with creating art, and how in a romantic relationship often you want to be seen instead of seeing someone, and that's a lot of times the same with art. I'm not really a big artist, but I do this here with you. So I would say I'm definitely a creator in some way, but I'm creating things where I am seen. So I feel like I'm kind of taking both positions here. And I know for myself that in a relationship, a lot of times in the beginning, I want to be seen in a certain way, and I really like to be the seer. And at some point, I kind of lose this role, and I lose the lookout for myself. So I rely on someone else to see me, and I don't see anyone. And what I really liked about what she was talking about is that the concept of self-discipline is something I really don't enjoy. It's something I don't support. I feel like self-discipline, how it is portrayed, for me at least, seems very toxic and very rigid in a way. So I never was really able to identify myself with it. But then again, with self-love, she was talking about how it's like a very unconditional framework, and it can turn into something that is not really helpful in any way. Like, it's good to love yourself, but if there are no rules, no boundaries, how do I act upon that? And that's where she talked about self-respect. And the example that she gave was that she started a creative project and then put it on hold because she started dating, and only picked it up again after she got ghosted. And that's something that resonates so hard, because my creative pursuits will vary depending on whether I am dating or not. And the creative stuff I do also varies depending on if I date or who I date, which is so interesting to notice. I'm currently not trying to date. I still have to get over whatever happened over the winter to me. So I have more time to be creative, do my hobbies, meet friends, spend time with myself. And I noticed for myself that I will jump onto anyone who shows even the slightest interest. I don't mean this in a literal way. I mean, just if anyone shows interest in me as a person, I will make sure to give so much interest back just to be able to receive more of this interest from someone. And I was just thinking about that and how this is not according to how I would act out of self-respect. Because as like a high-level concept, this influences my day-to-day life. And I notice that because I'm currently thinking a lot about like my non-negotiables to feel good, and especially over the last days I noticed that sleep is one of those. So my decisions that I do in my day-to-day life should ensure that I get good sleep. And I still make decisions in a way that I don't get enough sleep, or my sleep isn't too good. And a lot of times that's related to being with people, which I think is a very good excuse to kind of divert from the norm. But I don't think that I'm setting myself any like healthy boundaries there. On the weekend I was at a birthday party, and I am not able to decide on a time where I want to leave. Like, it's so hard for me to find an endpoint to things. I hope this is not too confusing. I feel like I still need to wrap my head around it, but I feel like I kind of need to understand better what I need to feel like I'm respecting myself. And as I said, sleep is one of those things. I think regular exercise is too. And if I look at it from this perspective, that would mean that regular exercise does not mean I have to go to a gym 3 times per week, but this week I went swimming, so I was active and I did something with friends. I think I kind of have to talk to myself a little bit more about that and figure out how much respect I'm currently giving myself and how much I want to give myself. Because right now I'm not too happy with how like a few things are progressing. For my last video, I took a month to edit, and I obviously have other things in my life, like my full-time job and my friends and just things I have to do. But there's this urge to, create more often. And I want to respect myself enough that I make time for the things that fulfill me the most, especially if it's something that I do in solitude or something that is creational instead of participative or consuming. For Friday, there's a lot of thoughts in my head, which is fun, but I hope you kind of get where I'm going with this. Anyway, I will enjoy sitting here for like another few minutes, and then I really have to get going with like showering, which I didn't do yet, and get my apartment ready for my mom who's coming later. So see you soon.